quite a while off as being absent. So we're going to call a meeting to order. Village of Armada Record Council meeting
Make the motion.
as of December 27th. So everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, please. Let this old man get up. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The clerk call roll, please.
Shaw.
Here.
Clark.
Here.
Cronin.
Here.
Rolak.
Here.
Belkey.
Here.
Sleds.
Here.
Ballard is.
Ballard absent.
I don't know if he's absent. She's not here yet.
Next is the approval of the agenda. What is the council's wishes, please? Mike, you're next in line.
I would like to ask to approve the agenda as it is amended,
Presented.
as presented.
Yeah.
Been moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. At this time, the floor is open up to citizen comments. No one wants to address the council at this time. So, next is the presentations. We don't have any presentations this evening. It's administrative reports. We have the treasurer's report, F&B report, DPW report, commissioner report from trustee Belkey, and commission liaison reports if you want to present. Anyone?
Yeah, Mr. President, I'll just go over a couple points. You can refer to the notes that I put in the packet. I did conduct a F&B contract review a couple weeks ago. In general, I think they're performing well, but what I'm finding is some of the additional items that we had put in the scope of work are not getting done because they're reaching their hourly limit, and we've told them don't go into the contingency side of the effort. Contingency would require them to ask for additional money to do that work, and so I'm going to explore some of those items with F&B. It may be that we add an hour or two next year. I guess we could amend the contract at any time. Add an hour or two so we get those things done, or look at a focused effort to get some of these tasks done. What would a task be, for example, a maintenance task list of things that should be done in the water department. Right now the DPW does some of the things, but not all of the stuff. And so I want to get that updated so that we continue to have the plant and the well houses running well. So more on that at a future council meeting. The drum scale purchase, all 4 drum scales have been delivered at this time. They're all hooked up, they all run. We've got to do some moving around of the chlorine drums in the various locations. We're still using the old plate scales for a couple of the well houses until we make the move. Requires the chlorine pumps to be moved with the chlorine drum. So I'm working with the DPW to do that. Water department system readings, as we mentioned at the last meeting, they've been tuned. They're really providing optimal readings now, and very, very happy with the sampling requirements and the readings we're getting out of those. We did have A and B alarm out today at 8 o'clock this morning, incidentally, to look at our well houses and the water treatment plant and the water tower, just to check out our alarm systems. We're going to require some repairs, so more on that at upcoming meetings. But they did come out, we inspected all of that, and I'm waiting for some recommendations back from those guys. Cross-connection inspection program, we've got approximately 61 of the 87 non-residential facilities inspected. We have no non-residential facilities in a shut-off status at this time. You might recall we had 3 that were in that shut-off status, and we've got all those guys off of the shut-off status, which is good news. We've got approximately 26 non-residential facilities to inspect this next year before the contract expires in July. I've asked Rowe for a cost update on the Arsenic Detention project. They haven't gotten back with me yet. It's just the holidays, people are out on vacation and such. You might recall that the cost estimate for construction engineering was approximately $280,000. We got $180,000 from the ARPA funding, which was great news. We expect a 20 to 30% cost increase just because of scarcity of materials and labor now, which would bring the cost up to around $336,000 to $364,000. It's just an estimate. That would require us, given the ARPA money, to put in between $156,000 to $184,000 out of the water department, which we have available for that project. It would be something that we would either undertake in the new budget year starting in May, or potentially we could do it if we get the bid package out and pick somebody before that time. So moving forward on that, but I wanted to give council an update on the cost. Incidentally, G2 media delivery is now expected in the end of month of February. And lastly, I am talking to F&B engineering, not F&B operations. This is a different part of F&B. They supported our capital improvement planning activity we did about a year ago, looking at water, sewer, streets. We didn't specifically look at parks, but we could pull parks in, I guess, Mike. We're looking for grant opportunities and so on, and we really probably need to start thinking about strategic planning for some larger infrastructure repairs, which we would likely undertake in 2024 when some of the current bonds are paid off. But talking to those guys about potentially being available to write grant applications, put out the intent to, what's the terminology? Intent to participate, I guess, for lack of a better word, on some of these grants that are out there. There's a number now that are coming up, especially since the federal and state have COVID relief dollars that they're looking to spend. So we want to probably be ready for it. Subject to questions, that's what I got.
I'm sort of looking at the first paragraph here. I thought we hired a company that was well qualified. Yes, for 20 hours a week. We had individuals that had no college education. They learned it all by themselves, you might say. Did a damn good job. Now we have professionals we've hired. We're going to have to increase their pay and their hours? I don't think so.
Well, something we need to take a look at. Now again, you gotta understand that the DPW was not getting all of the water tasks completed. We used 20 hours a week, because that's what Ed said he spent, the amount of time he put into the water department. I'm not suggesting that we have to do anything. It's just there are some activities that I would like to get done that are not currently being able to be completed by the operator in charge, because he's spending all of his time doing his sampling and doing the testing, which is really the priority. So to do the maintenance stuff, that either means that I'm going to take my time to do it, or I'm going to have somebody helping me out to do it.
Well, I don't think it's up to you to do that. I mean, you're the trustee on the council.
Well, who else is gonna do it? if we
Well,
don't
that's
pay
what I
someone?
mean. The thing is, we hired a professional company. Yeah, I don't think you should have to bore that.
I,
Yeah.
no,
I have sympathy
understand.
for people,
Yeah, I understand
and
what
we're
you're
one of the
saying.
people.
Well, I could ask Dave Wagner in the DPW to do it.
Well, Dave's got a lot on his plate now, you know.
Yeah, he does.
And we had a terrible year this past.
Right.
And I don't, I mean, this here, they're professional, Russ. Like I said, it should be done. They should find time for doing it. They should be able to adjust their times. I don't know how the rest of the council feels about it, but I think that's the way to think about it.
Well, they're gonna spend their 20 hours, and then anything beyond the 20 hours, which is what we stipulated in the contract, they will charge us for. I don't want them to continue to pick away at us. I would like to, but either focus their attention to get some of these tasks completed, if they're not getting completed. So far, they haven't gotten completed, like the
Well,
maintenance
right, well, that's why I say the
task
thing is,
orders.
we was counting on our favorite DPW men, you know, and we didn't find the problems apparently at that time. And I sort of don't see paying any more money, and I don't, like I said, you shouldn't have to be doing it.
Maybe it's time maybe we have a sit down with Dave and.
Yeah.
And we sit down and just see what can be done and how it can be done.
Right,
Well,
but
take it
that's the
from-
second
take it
part
from
to it,
there.
is we never expected that 20 hours is ever gonna be used. on it.
Yeah, I didn't.
So the idea would be with 10 more hours a week, there you go.
Right.
How are they using 20 to do 10 hours, you know?
Well, yeah,
we
'cause
just
like I
didn't
said,
expect it to be worse. So.
I don't think you should be burdened by that, Russ.
Well, I spend a lot of time.
Well, there's no doubt, you know,
Burdening.
there's stuff that you probably need to do elsewhere too. And the thing is, then you're not doing it, and they're making you come in and do this. You know, you shouldn't have to roll your sleeves up and do that. Well, I think we're paying a lot of money here.
I think we're getting a fair deal out of it. It's just that these additional tasks that I would like to get done, such as a list of maintenance tasks for them to do on a regular basis, we're not getting to it. And I expressed that to them, and they said they would take a look at, see what they could do to create some efficiencies, potentially with the operator in charge. But I think, you know, it's a 7-day-a-week operation, 20 hours a week. So somebody can do the quick math. That's a couple hours, 2.5 hours a day, something like that. So that's not a whole lot of time in the village. And it was when we put the contract together, it was our best guess, because that was what the DPW supervisor at the time told us it was gonna be. So I do understand your concern. I'm not saying we're gonna do anything, but I gotta figure out, okay, how do we get these other tasks done? They're probably the right people that do them, and it may be simply that I say, okay, to do these 3 or 4 tasks, what would it cost us to do a one-time effort, get it all done, so it's done? Another way to do it may be to add an hour or 2 a week. I gotta look at it.
The thing is, in the beginning, I think probably maybe council thought too, you know, we're gonna get all this stuff involved in there. You know, I don't know either.
Yeah.
And now this comes forth across the table. I'm not for paying the extra money like for professionals.
Yeah.
And this is the one-time deal, and we didn't know what we was doing with the DPW, if they was totally doing it either, you know,
Right.
like you say somewhat.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, maybe it's time for another meeting. We've kind of lived this for a while now, and
Right.
we've seen the pros and the cons, and maybe we sit down with Dave. Maybe he can do something, maybe
Right.
we can find a solution.
What's what I say here?
Yeah.
Because
We're
in
not
the
gonna find
beginning,
it.
they weren't even using the 20 hours when you were doing what Chris was saying, when they were doing the
ramp up.
kind of the exercises and that before Ed left, they weren't even using the 20 hours. So I don't know, have we added more work onto them, or is it the same assignment that we asked for in the beginning? But
Well, see, that's
I
what
think that's what
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Ours question
Yeah,
is.
and if it is, it's actually performance itself, the professionals. I mean, I would expect if we hire somebody ourselves personally, we're gonna expect that.
Yeah, but we didn't give them a carte blanche, you're gonna fix everything for 20 hours a week and charge us for 20 hours a week. They're gonna ask us for more money to do some of these other
But
things.
that wasn't what we asked for in the beginning. In the beginning, it was to do these testing and do the reports for like Eagle and things that, or whatever the
Yeah.
water reports were
Right,
that
right,
Ed
right.
was
I'm just
doing.
going with the scope of work that is in that contract. That scope of work was passed around to everybody, everybody had a chance to look at it. We didn't know that the 20 hours was gonna be sufficient or not. And it's the reason why we put in a yearly contract review to go over what's getting done, what's not getting done. So
That's what we're
I
doing.
think that the water system is now tuned up, it's operating very well, which is what we wanted. They spent a bunch of time working to get it that way, I'm very happy with that. But there's a couple items such as the maintenance tasks, preferred contractor list, a couple other things that I would really like to get together. And they've not had sufficient time, and they're willing to do it, but they will charge us.
Well, see, that's the whole problem. Once it's tuned in, then we should be well set. And I was sort of figuring on voting for this, it'd be well tuned. These guys are professionals.
Yeah.
We're not.
Well,
We listen to the professionals to give us the food for thought.
yeah.
Rossi's maintenance tasks weren't in the original itemized list of what we expected them to
We
do.
wanted them to do a list of maintenance tasks. So we need to go in there and we need to paint the piping, for example. It's rusting. We need to check the chlorinator on probably a weekly basis to make sure the chlorinator is, all the fittings are tight, because if it's not tight, you lose prime, you don't chlorinate the system right, and then your readings get off, right? So there needs to be some checks. The DPW was probably doing those things on a catch-as-catch-can basis before. I don't really know what they were doing before, right? The alarm system, we just talked about having that inspected, and there are some deficiencies there. We need to take a look at making some repairs to the alarm system.
Well, see, that's where, I feel as our DPW, I can't praise them enough.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I can't praise them enough. But the thing is, I would hope that as soon as they saw something, they would have done it.
Yeah, well,
Now, just like here, these guys are professionals. They see it, why didn't they recommend it then? That, to me, it's a question.
Well, and I think Steve has the right idea, just,
Well,
If
we've
this
been
is
with
just
a
the
while,
beginning.
and we sit down and kind of
Yeah.
say, we kind of expected this, how can we,
well, you knew you were gonna do this after a year,
and
and it's
maybe
been a
Dave,
year, so.
maybe it's something that Dave can
Mhm.
handle now.
Right,
well, I think
And I
Dave,
would like to see our guys still
the active.
into the water thing, I'd still like to see them get licensed, because if something happens,
Yeah.
we're stuck.
yeah, I don't want to give anybody
Yeah, no.
an impression there's any deficiencies here. It's
No.
just that we had a scope of work, things that we wanted them to be able to do, and they're spending all of their time doing looking at the water treatment plant, the 3 well houses, and making sure that everything is running well and that the system is treated the way it's supposed to be treated. And I'm very happy with the performance of the system. But we're finding some other things that they have not had a chance to get to. Once they get to them, yeah, I do expect Dave and the DPW crew to do a lot of that maintenance. But we've got to create a list of the maintenance items that he should be looking at a regular basis. From light bulbs on the outside of the building being on when it's dark, to chlorinators being tightened down, to painting, to other maintenance tasks.
Well,
And that's just one example, all right? There's a couple other items. And I'd be happy to sit down with Steve, because there's a wastewater treatment piece of this as well. And go back and talk to Blair about, okay, how do we do these other things? Are these things that you can do by being more efficient? Or do we need another hour or 2 a week to be able to knock out some of this
Well,
stuff?
see, I wouldn't offer that right on top. I would see what they were going to give us first.
Yeah.
You know, and I welcome the idea, both you and Steve, on it being side by side.
Yeah.
With water and sewer.
Yep. Yep.
I welcome that very highly.
Yep.
Okay. You know, so I think on that basis, but I wouldn't mention that the cost, well, right away, how much are you gonna give me? We don't want that.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, and I know how to talk to them. That is after having my initial sit down with them, that's my takeaway, is they're doing what we expect them to do, but there are some tasks in the scope of work they have not been able to get to, and we have told them, don't charge us for anything else unless you absolutely have to, and you have to ask us first, and
Yeah,
so
that's part of the
that's
contract.
where they're
Well,
holding.
yeah, that's part of the contract,
Yeah.
which is understandable,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but like I said, you shouldn't have to do that, you're a trustee, you know, and.
I don't
you're
mind
no-
getting my, rolling my sleeves
Well,
up.
you're an overseer of the department, there's no doubt about it, but like I said, I wanna save you a little bit, cause we may need you someplace else.
Well, the next water commissioner might not have the skill to do so, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Present
as a-
company excluded. of
As
course.
trustees, our job is as overseeing
Liaison.
position, not,
Yeah,
you know.
I got you, but
The police commissioner doesn't get to go and arrest people.
oh, thank God.
The sewer commissioner don't have to shovel.
Right.
Yeah, and now the other here too, Ross, seeing this today too, my question was to myself, has Ross talked to Streets and Park about this before putting it into the letter?
no, I talked to those guys directly. These are the same guys that did the other capital improvement plan, and so I'm just talking to them about, what are you seeing for grants? They said the last time that they would communicate to us about grant opportunities and so on, but they're not gonna write grants for us unless we,
Hire them to do so.
unless we ask them to support us.
They haven't wrote any grants for us, have they?
Well, yeah.
F&B?
Yeah, they helped me on the 2 water grants, but that came before council
We
a
didn't
year
get
ago.
those,
No, we didn't get them.
but they did help write it
Yeah.
anyhow.
Yeah. Well,
And
we always said
engineer
that, I have no questions on that, is because of the fact, we like money, we need money.
Right,
And it's more, we need money instead of liking money.
right. Sometimes you gotta pay something to get something back, right?
Well, you pay a little,
Spend money to make money, I guess.
you pay a little.
We've been spending a lot, we ain't been getting much back.
Yeah, so.
Well, yeah, that's unfortunate, but,
But this is not to find fault with you, Ross. The thing is that, it's gonna help you. And
Yeah, so-
If we have to let them go, we let them go. You know, cause if our DPW was, I say, doing it before, I don't like giving it back to DPW because they're loaded right now.
right, they are overloaded, and frankly, I don't know how they did it before.
You know,
Because I'm seeing stuff that wasn't done on a regular basis, and that all is gonna come back on us at some point in time, right?
with 3
So-
men in this town and the size of our town, 1 mile square, it's a lot of work for 3 men.
Yeah, yeah,
A lot of work.
Yep.
I don't think some of us could stand it, period. I know I couldn't stand it. You know, put it up with every day. And you got something new every day happening.
yeah.
And like I say, I feel sorry for them somewhat. So I just want the council to totally sort of look at that and have that feeling too, you know, so. Okay, let's move on.
Mr. President, I've just got, it said F&B report, the fellows weren't able to do a report this week, so I just wanna let you know that.
Do you
Okay.
want me to bring it to the next meeting?
Next
or-
meeting?
Yeah,
You want to do
they're
2
kinda
next
playing
meeting?
catch up with some stuff.
Well, he was
Otherwise,
on
there was no other-
vacation. so-
Yeah, he was.
There was no other problems there, right,
No,
Steve?
everything's running very smoothly.
Yeah, all right. So, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Approval of the regular council meeting minutes, and the payment of bills. Wait a minute, this here should be actually, meeting 13.
Yeah.
It
We got
is.
27 on here.
That's on that doesn't matter. It's right on
It's right on the state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I just caught it now.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Moved and
Is
supported.
it you, Rob?
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Old business, anything?
Yeah, I got a couple items here. Last week, maybe it's been a week and a half ago now, we had one of our final meetings. We went around and formed a punch list of things that we finished up down there. Quite a bit has been done. I've got a couple of things that are still pending. General site cleanup, final cleaning of all construction areas. Remove any remaining contractor tools and equipment. The roof has to be done. Paint and label all unpainted pipes. And then these items are deferred till the spring of '22. Replace the sidewalk. Final grade site applying seeding, mulch, and fertilizer. So that's kind of a given. We knew that was gonna happen. So that's all I've got right now.
Very
Do you
good,
have a
thank
copy
you.
of that, Steve?
Thank you, Steve.
I'll copy it for the
We're
back.
going to new business, sewer plant roof, is that your department
Yeah,
also?
that's me too.
You guys are gonna work out tonight.
Yeah, well,
It only comes once in a while.
yeah. Now, they had to penetrate the roof for these new air lines for the aeration of the plant. And when they did that, they discovered that the existing roof, the insulation was all soaking wet and everything, and they determined that it needed to be replaced. So they gave us a price probably, what was that, 6 months ago? Well, as we know, things have gone up considerably. And what we have here is from Rowe in Sorensen. This was gonna be the same company that was gonna be doing the patching, which it's through Sorensen, but they are, oh, where's the name here? I saw it somewhere, roofing company?
Out of Flint,
Yes, yes.
at Torrey Road, Flint.
Yes, Tri-County, yes. So now they've given a new price, so
So it's from Tri-County,
it's still through Sorensen.
but would the bid be accepted from
It'd be accepted
Tri-County?
through, it'd be through,
Sorensen?
it's all goes through Sorensen.
Yeah, right.
How about we do Sorensen Gross Company / Tri-County
Okay,
roofing, that way,
Yeah, that
when
will,
we pay the bill,
that
it's,
will work.
Because, Tri-County's out of Flushing.
okay, alright.
Okay, if nobody has any questions, I will make a motion.
We only received a one bid?
Well, the thing of it is, this was the company that was gonna do the work originally, the patchwork. Now it's turned into a full-blown. Everybody down there is of the belief, it's like, okay, you can put this out for bid, but it'll probably only get worse. This company was the company that Rowe was familiar with, Sorensen was familiar with, to do the job. So if you want me to put things out for bid, we can do that, but
That might raise this price.
yeah, they'll probably raise it. I know it's a misnomer saying this is a bid. This is a standalone, it is what it is, so.
Previous vendor we had approved.
Well, yeah, it was a vendor that was on the list to do work. Again, they were gonna be doing patchwork. Now this has turned into a full-blown roofing job, again, because this is the original roof on that plant, over 30 years old, and it has to be done. And one of the worst spots that is leaking is the electrical room.
Yeah,
Which you
great.
can't
Yeah.
get, you can't get much worse than that.
I'm good with you.
Okay.
What's your vote?
Okay, would it be resolved to accept the bid from Sorensen Gross Company and
Tri-County
and
roofing.
Tri-County Roofing in the not-to-exceed amount of $58,476 to remove and replace existing flat roof on the sewer plant.
Support.
I'm gonna give it
By,
to Mike.
yeah, Mike. Any further discussion? Of course, it's a lot of money,
Yes, it is.
so,
Roll
it's
call.
a one-time deal and that's it.
They can get the roofing material, because they can on my building, so I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say go with it.
Yeah,
It's very tough to get
anything,
membrane materials
windows,
now.
anything.
And now they're gonna start this in January.
Weather permitting, if they have a couple of days where it's above 40 degrees, they can do it. Or we can sign off and say, just do it, but they wouldn't guarantee it. So I'm going for the guarantee, believe me.
Yeah.
Well,
And if it has to wait till spring, it will wait till spring. It'll be on them because they couldn't do it.
that'd be the safest, Steve, I agree with you.
And they'll hold their price.
I would,
They're gonna have to.
they don't, well,
I would say they're gonna
If-
have to.
well, they say here, that
It's
if
good
we
for
vote on
them.
this, they're holding this
Yeah.
price.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
All right. We need a roll call on this money.
Yep, Clark,
yes,
Shaw,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Sutz,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes,
Wallach.
Yes. Motion carried.
thank you, everyone. I don't like doing that, but it's gotta get done.
You know, I just happen to think I don't have a hammer.
Oh, no, you don't.
It's in there.
Is it,
Yeah.
probably inside that
Yeah.
thing. Inside that. Hang on,
Oh, there's our lifesaver.
Now you do.
Kevin, thank you kindly.
Just happen to have one, right, Kevin?
Flint block.
Believe me, I can holler loud though too, if I have to. Oh,
Might
you're
want this
such a,
too.
yeah.
such a
Can't
scoring
damage
gentleman.
the
Very
goods here.
scoring gentleman.
what?
Thank you.
Damage the goods.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so,
Table.
Yeah.
next is, we're gonna set the CDBG public hearing date and time, please.
I'll move to set the public hearing date of February 8th, 2022 at 7 PM for the CDBG distribution.
Support.
Very good. Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is, we're gonna set the 2022 council meeting dates. What is council's wishes?
And Lyle's not here to do it.
Well, he's also missing money.
It's a long, long list, so.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to read all them or else, you may,
I'll read them.
Okay.
good, okay, go ahead.
What's the motion?
So I have to make a motion to.
Yeah, you do, to establish following dates. Yeah.
All right, make a motion to establish the following dates for our,
No, right here, it's on your sheet.
oh,
Dates,
In the
times,
middle,
and
right.
places.
Yep, middle, first page, top
Yeah.
page before.
Take your choice either way here.
unless changed by the village council by duly posted notice, all the foregoing regular meetings will take place at the Village of Armada municipal offices
No,
located.
wrong one, Mike.
Right,
Sorry.
paragraph above it.
Give him, no,
Above-
he's
right
on the
above
wrong
the
page.
dates.
Go to the agenda sheet. Go back one.
Prior page.
Yeah, prior page.
That other one right after. No, I folded it. No, it's
No.
not. Mike, yours
Give
is
him yours,
after.
Dave.
The page right after
That's what
yours.
he was reading, wasn't it?
No,
No, he's right, yeah, but it goes above the.
It goes
resol-
above,
the
it says
motion is
resolved.
above the-
Here, right here.
resolve to
To
establish.
establish.
Motion resolved to establish the following dates, time, and places of the regular village council meetings for calendar year 2022. Monday, January 10th, 2022, Monday, January 24th, 2022, Monday, February 14th, 2022, Monday, February 28th, 2022, Monday, March 14th, 2022, Monday, March 28th, 2022, Monday, April 11th, 2022, Monday, April 25th, 2022, Monday, May 9th, 2022, Monday, May 23rd, 2022, Monday, June 13th, 2022, Monday, June 27th, 2022, Monday, July 11th, 2022, Monday, July 25th, 2022, Monday, August 8th, 2022, Monday, August 22nd, 2022, Monday, September 12th, 2022, Monday, September 26, 2022. Monday, October 10th, 2022. Monday, October 24th, 2022. Monday, November 14th, 2022. Monday, November 28th, 2022. Monday, December 12th, 2022. And Monday, December 26th, 2022.
Finish reading the unless changed by.
Unless changed by the village council by duly posted notice, all the foregoing regular meetings will take place at the Village of Armada Municipal Offices located at 74-274 Burke Street, Armada, Michigan, 48005, commencing at 7 p.m. The village clerk is directed to post and publish the foregoing information.
And that's it. So, you guys noticed that I put,
Extra March.
yeah, I don't know if you wanna do the day after Christmas, or if you wanna move that a week ahead. In which case, we just changed that last date, but it's up to you guys.
We don't have to make that decision now, do we?
No, we can change it later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah, I mean, we'll revisit it, we can always amend that date, so,
just, it would be
that's
close to a
tight,
month without a meeting,
yeah.
that would be.
I'll second his
Okay.
motion.
Good, okay. Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Okay, we need to go back to the Cdbg public hearing date. On my motion, I had February 8th, and it's February 14th. So, Dave, are you okay with that change?
Yes.
Clark, you seconded?
Yes.
Everybody else?
Yeah.
Yes, everybody does. All right. Now, the important thing is that we're gonna have some budget workshop, and I would like to have everybody
Okay.
here as possible, okay? And address your departments, and beforehand, talk with the treasurer, also to get your ideas, and get her ideas. I know she doesn't like to do the budget.
Neither do we.
Yeah, I was gonna say, nobody does.
Well, I didn't expect that answer.
Necessary,
I'll
though.
take it.
Yes.
So she did drop it on me too, so, you know. All right, so, we're gonna have a little bit of a laugh sometimes. So what is the council's wishes, please?
Mr. President, I make a motion to set the 2022,
Yeah, hold on a second, Rob.
2023 budget
Wait.
workshop dates.
Go ahead.
Michelle?
I had February 7th, man, I was off on
No,
that.
well, it's okay, you got the look at the March dates.
Seven-
And
Who's
the
got a
February
calendar?
dates.
Who's got a calendar?
So you want March 7th?
No.
You want
No.
February
I want,
14th?
hold on, I want March 14th. All right, February 14th and 28th, all right.
Yeah.
March 14th and, all right, so March 14th. And then the other dates are in here again, so the 7th and the 21st and the 7th and, no.
7th and 28th.
No. God help me. All right, look, I've been through a lot the last
You
few
take a
weeks,
day
so you
off
gotta
here
just
and
give me
there
some time. All right,
10th,
so.
24th, 14th.
your
So
two
the
dates
7th
change.
would be the Monday, and then the other one, those are the off dates, so February 7th and 21st.
Yep.
And March 7th and 21st are the two off
28th.
Mondays. So those are only if necessary.
So you wanna make it for,
February 14th and 28th, March 14th,
yeah,
and then including February 7th and 21st and March 7th and 21st if necessary.
And so this one's off,
alright, let me see if I can
21st.
do this. To set the 2022, 2023 budget workshop dates of January 10th, 2022, January 24th, 2022, February 14th, 2022. These are all 2022. So
Yes,
February 28th and March 14th, and if
At
needed,
5:30 p.m.
at 5:30 p.m.
Okay, including February 7th and, go ahead.
And if needed, February 7th, February 21st, March 7th, and March 28th at 5:30
21st.
21st?
Yeah, the 28th is
Oh.
when we have to approve it, so it's
That's
gotta be
fine.
done before that.
Yes, thank you.
At 5:30 PM if
At
necessary.
5:30.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
I think we
Support.
got it all in there somewhere.
Support by
Yeah.
Clark.
Yep.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Michelle, you may want to go back.
No, they're
Just double
good.
check that.
They're good. I was
The
watching.
next is the employee contract. He had his 6 months in,
A little
back in
bit ago.
September,
Yeah.
and so it just slipped by us. So we're just gonna go with that, and then he's getting a little retroactive pay on it, which is spelled out here for him. So I think that we can go with the motion, please. This is where Aaron Walton's at.
I'll move to approve employment agreement between the Village of Armada and Aaron Woolman, retroactive to September 15th, 2021, and retroactive pay to October 15th, 2021.
Support.
Moved and supported. Conan and
Sled.
Swedden.
And I put Shaw.
Garen's doing a great job. I mean,
Yeah, he
I
is.
see him a lot doing the
Aaron's
water
doing a
stuff.
wonderful
and
job.
Yeah.
He helps me out this morning and doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna,
We gotta
he help
have
you help me tomorrow.
we need a roll call on this, huh?
Yeah, this is money, we want that. We want roll call, right?
Conan,
Yes,
Sleds,
Yes.
Delkey,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Bullock.
Yes. Motion carried.
Then I need to sign it tomorrow.
We're gonna have, proposed changes to chapter 102 of the Code of Ordinances for snow. This is Chris's department with the streets. And so the thing is, we have had some, but the thing is, he's gonna explain it. And other cities and villages of our nature also have these ordinances, and it's to help our DPW. So it's as such with the hours or whatever, you know, we have spelled out in the ordinances that it'll take effect. So, and, you wanna go with it, Chris, please?
Yeah, it's as you said, Marv, it's changing how we actually define the snow emergency. So instead of the police chief and or the DPW supervisor having to make the request as soon as the forecast is above, and right now the number I say is 3 inches, then that would automatically put it in play. And then the idea would be is it's all village streets, and then not just the major or primary and secondary. Which again, not using the street terms, the idea is it's really Fulton and Main Street. So another one, so now it covers the entire village.
Which makes sense, because the snow gets on the entire village.
The guys have expressed concern that they can't get their
Right, they can
plows
plow.
down the streets
Plows down
with
proper, right.
I like
cars
this, I think
parked
it
out
defines
on
things
on the
to the
street.
public,
Yep.
so they're aware,
Right.
they're
So
aware.
this will help them a lot.
Is this something necessary, you think, Chris, that you want the clerk's office to put a note into their water bills too?
Well, we were talking about that, but knowing how we're gonna, in looking at what we think the first public hearing, odds are it won't make it for this season, it will
Right.
actually be for next year.
Right.
Is what
Yeah.
I think. So at that point, no, we'll have the normal correspondence will be out there to all residents, between the public hearing, notifications that'll go out in, newspaper type things, that we'll have plenty
On
of
the website.
notification on the website.
Yeah, okay.
So we're gonna do the February meeting, so you have to be here. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
so it's
Just
it's
so our,
February 14th.
Our council recommends to the public community, in other words.
Yep, and I did make sure I got chapter 102 printed out in front of me, so I knew what we're gonna
Well, this
mark
is
up,
just to
so-
set the date, so there's nothing,
Correct.
snow emergency chapter, I didn't put any
No, you're right,
Yeah,
because, but we
numbers.
do need, I'll get that, the markups and stuff prepared, because that will be the focus of the public.
Right. Well, and I'm gonna
To
have
get
to
that
know
to
for the notice for the paper.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna go with this motion tonight, though?
Well, Mr.
Me
President,
too.
I'd like to make a motion to set a public hearing date of February 14th, 2022 at 7 PM to discuss proposed changes to the snow emergency chapter of the Code of Ordinances.
Support.
Moved and supported by Belkey. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Next is the Michigan Municipal League membership renewal. That's coming up, and so that is spelled out as a motion here for us.
It's only increased
1348.
$19 since last year. That's if you wanna stay with the legal fund, which I strongly recommend we do.
1348.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I move to approve the 2022 membership renewal with the Michigan Municipal League for the period of February 1st, 2022 through January 31st, 2023 in the amount of $1,348.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, we want roll call.
Yeah, Conan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Delphi,
Yes.
Sledge,
Yes.
Bullock.
Yes, motion carried. Up and coming agenda items, council have any you wish to announce? And the floor is open up at this time. Citizen comments again? No citizen comments? Council comments? Anyone from council?
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
There you go.
Well, let's all wish everybody in our community a happy and safe New Year. And hope we don't have any struggles whatsoever.
Yeah. Let's get this.
The good Lord will treat us good, we hope. So thank you. Any community events coming up? I hear none. There won't be a closed session tonight. I'm going to entertain a motion for adjournment. And it is 7:49.
Mr. President, I'd like to make the motion that we adjourn the meeting at 7:49.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Hey!